Here with manager Marty Brown. What's good, Marty?
I'm good, man. Back by popular demand. I saw in the last interview, in the comment section, they kept asking you, Jamil, please bring him back. So I'm glad that you brought me back, my brother.
All right, yo, we might as well get right into it, man.
Yes, sir.
The last topic that we had that damn near went viral, Terence Crawford, Errol Spence, hasn't been signed yet, hasn't been agreed to. You've seen interviews with both fighters. What do you think is still holding up the fight? Has your opinion changed?
My opinion has totally not changed. The first thing I said on the last interview was body language. And when I look at both of these athletes, Spence and Crawford, do interviews, you know, body language. I've learned 20 years ago how to listen to words that people say and how to listen to words that people don't say. And the words that I don't hear Crawford saying is, I want this fight. The words I do hear Crawford saying is, I don't need Spence. I'm already going to the Hall of Fame. I don't need to fight or defeat him to solidify my position in the welterweight division. I don't personally agree with that holistically, but I don't see a change in anything I said before. It looks like, to me, they're still in an impasse, or either they're not negotiating at all. I don't know.
If this fight doesn't happen in 2022, who is an indictment of? Like, who are you looking at?
If this fight don't happen in 2022, I'm looking at Crawford. Not to indict him like the FBI, but to really scrutinize the fact that this should have happened. I was looking at something, right? And I said this in the last interview. When you call somebody out, usually in boxing, if everything goes well, that's usually the next fight. I said it against Crawford, Spence, when he got in the ring after Porter beat Garcia. He said, you're next, Porter. And guess what happened? They fought next. When Porter fought Spence, Danny Garcia got in the ring. Guess what he said? Spence, you next. Guess what happened? Happened next. When Juan Manuel Marquez called out Floyd Mayweather, when Floyd was retired for almost 2 years, he said, I want Mayweather next. And guess what happened? Floyd came right out of retirement and obliged him, and that fight was next. So if Spence gets in the ring in his post-fight interview after he fought Ugas, and he says, Crawford, I want you next, this should be the next fight. So if this fight don't happen in 2022, unfortunately, the indictment is on Team Crawford and his team. I don't know if his trainer Bomac, I'm hearing things that Bomac is his manager too, at the same time as his trainer, but bottom line is they cannot negotiate or out-negotiate Steven Espinoza, nor can they out-negotiate the great Al Haymon. Shout out to Al Haymon.
Now, Marty, there's a budget for each fight, obviously.
Absolutely.
Right? Now, if Espinoza says, okay, the budget is this, and we're not going over this, you can make more on the back end with pay-per-view.
Yes.
Right? Can you still, as a fighter, push the envelope and try to, get a higher guaranteed purse? Or after a certain point, you just got to pack it in like, look, this is all they got. I'm going to bet on myself.
Well, now it's time for me to put my manager's hat on. This is where it comes down to. If ESPN or Showtime or DAZN say, hey, Marty Brown, manager or promoter, this is the budget. This is what we're working with. It's my responsibility to say, look, fighter, this is the budget. This is what we're working in. They're never going to exceed this amount because of the budget. So we're going to take this, but there's other streams of revenue that we could be able to benefit from outside of the purse. So if that's the issue about the purse and the budget, we're going to stick to what the budget is. We're going to take what they're offering us because we know it's fair and good business. Because guess what? You can't go nowhere else. No disrespect to Crawford. He can't go nowhere else and get the money that Steven Espinoza and Showtime's offering him. So, bam, we're going to go take whatever they offering because we know what the budget looks like now. We're being very transparent of the budget. Now that we know that, there's other ways that we can stream revenue to, like you said, on the back end, whether it be pay-per-view, whether it be sponsorship opportunities, et cetera, et cetera. There's always opportunities to make money outside of the purse in boxing.